So guys, in previous video I already talked about how to deploy the model, right, from estimate using estimator.deploy, and your endpoint got ready. So I'll be assuming that your endpoint is ready with you guys to do the next step, check iris v3. So let's start today's video. So now we'll do the testing of this endpoint. So we can use predictor.predict to do the prediction, but there are some issues. Let's go one by one. So guys, if you wanna check the sklearn-framework, like to do predictor.query or something, you have to first serialize that endpoint as a CSV serializer, right? So without that you can't use that endpoint. Just if you want to try, just don't run this two line and try to hit the API, hit the endpoint. You will see that you will get error. So you have to serialize it as a CSV serializer, then only it will support. So if you guys remember, in locally when you do that model.predict, we send the CSV data directly, the data frame data directly to that model.predict. Here also we are going to do the same, but instead of data frame, to send this data inside our to the endpoint, so in the backend we will convert it to CSV, because it will support CSV data, right, not the data frame data. So it have to convert to CSV. So it's a string now. Now you can just send it and it will do the prediction by doing predictor.predict. But guys, if you see, this is not the format we wanted, right? We changed our format. You can see here, but it is not supporting, because predictor.predict will give you the output which was setted by default by this sagemaker, guys. It will not change this format. So how to get this format? For that we will use Boto3. Boto3 will invoke the endpoint. So just let's go one by one in this cell. So first we will initialize the client, which will call the service which is named as sagemaker runtime, because in sagemaker runtime only we are having our endpoint. Now if you see this one, what I am doing, you also remember, right? I am converting the data frame to CSV. Like the JSON will go here, the JSON will convert as a data frame, and then it is converting to CSV. So this one will look like this. Now we are sending this CSV body to the endpoint using client.invoke endpoint. So here you will give your endpoint name, here you will give your response body, and here the content type. So when you will do client.invoke endpoint, it will go and call this input.fn function first. So model fn is already initialized. In the first request body, the CSV data, right? The CSV body will come here, and the content type, this thing will come as a second parameter. Cool. So now if you see, I am already converting that CSV into a data frame here, and I am sending this data frame to predictfn as a first parameter. It is by default setted that the first parameter will be the data, like the input data, and the second parameter will be the model, and we are doing model.predict. This prediction will be sent to output.fn, and we are just converting it in our needed format, and we are returning it to the end user. So that's why always try to work with this Boto3 clients, because even right now we are using client.invoke endpoint, right? In future, when we are going to do the lamp.api work, right, in that time we are going to use this code only, not this sagemaker predictor.predict. So try to practice this client.invoke endpoint as much as possible. Okay, so let's see, let's run this one. So we already initialized our endpoint, we did client.invoke, and this is list of JSONs. So we'll send this. See, now the output is in our needed format, comma separated. Later on I just wrote that function to convert them in your needed names and all. Okay, so this was the endpoint total, like how to use the endpoint and how to do the prediction and everything. Okay guys, so now in previous video you already saw how to enable a endpoint from the endpoint configuration, right? You can just do go here, create endpoint, and you can select the configuration and you can create an endpoint. But if you want to do the same but from SageMaker notebook, how can you do that? So to do that, this is the code. we are initializing our endpoint configuration, we are initializing our Part2 client, which is a SageMaker service. We need this service here. And endpoint name, give any name you want. I'm just giving it as iris v4 v4. Okay, now it will see you got the output of the ARN, right? But it's just a code, that's why you got the output here, then and there. But it is creating right now. Within maybe 2 to 3 minutes or maybe 1 minute also it can be possible, your endpoint will enable, it will be in service. So this is the way you can also start an endpoint from your notebook. Okay, so that's all about your sklearn framework, how to do the script code and everything. So let me revise you guys from the starting once more. I'll just go fast so that you can, like, just for as a revision. So we are loading our libraries. Some of our local libraries and the others are sagemaker libraries. We are downloading our dataset. We are reading the dataset. We did all the needed, pre-processing and everything. Then we save the dataset in two parts, as trained data and test data, with the target value, right? It's not like we are not saving the target value. So trained data, test data is saved. Now we are saving the both CSV files in the S3 location, which will be this location, because to train a model in script mode, we have to call the data from S3 only. So later on we are initializing our instance type and the sklearn container. There we are giving the entry point with train.py, which is having all the script. In the script we are passing our output directory, training data directory, which is the S3 location, and also the testing data directory. We are downloading the data. You can see here the downloading and everything will be done, and the data will be saved in this optml folder, which is our temporary location for this estimator or for this container. Everything will get saved in optml. Later on we are assuming like we have the data in our temporary location. Now we are just reading the CSV file. We are just separating the features and labels. Now we are having our test data and train data. Now we are calling the model, which is our random forest classifier. Model training is done. We return the model. Now this part is training. So to call the inference in this model dir, the model location, whatever model got trained and saved in the S3 location, that S3 location will come here and it will load the data and it will give us the model, whatever model it is. Later on in this input FN, we are initializing our request body, which will be sent by the end user and the content type. And in sklearn, by default we use text or CSV data. So we are converting that CSV data, that string, in a data frame, and later on we are sending it to predict FN. So in predict FN, the first parameter is our test data or whatever data frame we just sent here, and the second one is our model, whatever model we trained. We will do model.predict, and later on in that output FN we are getting the output which will be shown to the end user. So you can see this is a framework, this is a Python version, this is a role, the SageMaker role, model directory, and we are giving a base job name and the hyperparameters, whatever is needed. Okay, and this part is for deploying and testing. So right now we are using ML M5 X large because it's just a sklearn model. But in future there are chances to deploy the bot model and all. You may need more big instance, or like C4 and all those kind of things. That also will check. Okay, so how to test the endpoint? If you wanna do the predictor.predict, first serialize as a CSV serializer and also deserialize it. But just remember, the output will not follow the format which you initialized here, right? Here, output FN. So to get that kind of output, you have to use Part2. By Part2, use SageMaker runtime service as your client. So you initialize the client, then do client.invoke endpoint. It will invoke the endpoint and it will give you the result in our needed format only. So this is the whole thing we already discussed, and now we already also revised the whole part, right? So I hope there is no confusion on how to train a model, sklearn model and everything. But if there is any, please let me know in comment section. I'll try to clarify as much as possible. Now The training and everything is going well and going good, right? But what if there is an error? What if while doing the training, if like it got failed, or like it did not work out, or you saw some error? So how to debug that? So let's do one thing. Let's do one error here, right? We'll do one mistake here. Let's do that. Okay, level 1. Cool. Just remember, in the 29th line, I'm doing a typo. Instead of level, I'm returning level 1. Save it. And we'll start the training again. Okay, let me delete the endpoint, or else it will just cost me the money. I don't need them now. Okay, so training has started. Once the it will take some time to give you the error also, because it will download the data from S3, then put it in a temporary directory, right? So when it will be done, like when the error message will come, I'll start the video again and I'll discuss with you guys. Okay guys, let's wait for the training, or let's wait for the error, actually, not the success training. Cool. Okay, guys, you can see the error is here, right? So yeah, one thing I think I forgot. Like, I thought we'll get the link here also. I don't remember, I guess, but yeah, here we did not get any link to go to the CloudWatch directly. So only in endpoint you will get the link. Cool. So, but here you can see, right? So where the training, like you saw that error message came, right? You saw that our training got stopped and everything, but there are some errors. But instead of searching in this black thing and that black written words, you have to go to that blue one. Try to check here. You can see your error and everything is visible here. But what if you want to check the whole error, and what if the error is not much understandable to you here? What if that's some inside error or something you're not getting to see here? Everything is messy kind of thing, right? So you have to go and check the CloudWatch log. So what you can do, you can copy that job name, the training job name, and you can just go to CloudWatch and you can search for it. Or else you can just remember or copy the training job name from here. Or you can copy that name. Just go to the training jobs, right? So this is a recent one, but if you wanna search by name, just give the name here and search for it. Okay, this got failed. Just click here, and from here let's go to that CloudWatch log. Let's wait. Where is the logging? Yeah, view logs. This will take us to the CloudWatch. Let's wait. Yeah. So see this log where it is available inside our training jobs, right? So we'll talk about this also, like in SageMaker, how many folders are there. So let's go there, and you can see them line by line with time and everything, every details from the training start to end. Whatever error is there, you'll get to see everything. You can see the level 1 name error is there. So just go and change your type, just write the proper code and deploy it, run the code again. So it's not an issue, right? Okay, so you already understand, right, how to check, like how to see the error in CloudWatch if there is any error in your training, right? So, but sometimes you will get links, like in endpoint, whenever you will get some error or something, then and there only you'll get the CloudWatch link. Just click that and this page will start open in front of you. So that is also there. Okay, so in log groups, if you just search SageMaker, right? So by default, they already have some folders ready for us. So like whenever you will run the training jobs or you will create the endpoint, right? So those things will go by default in this folder. For SageMaker training jobs, this is the training folder. For endpoint, there will be endpoint folder. For like studio, there is a studio folder. For notebook instance, right? Whatever instance we are creating, for that there is a notebook instance folder. You can also create your custom log, custom log folder, and save your logs there. We'll talk about that also in future, when we'll go in depth more how to save your logs, how to download logs based on your date. Like, we'll talk about everything. based on your date, based on your date, not date. I'm so sorry, guys. Based on the date, based on the endpoint name, based on the API, whatever it is, how to download the logs just by using those. We'll also talk about that in the future series. Okay, so I guess that's it, guys. So hope this everything got clear to you all. Just remember, just don't do any, like, there will only, you will get error only when there is any silly typos and all, right? Or else you guys should not get any error. So if you wanna check, like, check the error, just go to the CloudWatch logs and you will get to, like, you will get to know each and every error. So that's it, guys. Like, yeah, I'll upload the notebook in GitHub so that you guys can access it properly. Just run the code one by one, and remember to remember to create one bucket as well, to save the data and everything. Okay, as I told bucket, let me show you where the model got saved, right? We should also see that. Okay, model ml.exp, ml irish. Here is the model. Now, how many folders are there, right? You can see too many folders are there, right? So how to know which model, like which folder is ours? Right now I just ran one and it got error, right? So right now I think it will be hard to show you guys. But whenever it's got trained, right? If you just type estimator dot model data, right? Model data. Right now, let's see, like this. Okay, this thing got here only we stopped. We did not go here, right? So yeah, this one is our previous estimator. So if you just run estimator.deploy, right? This estimator, uh, this is our location. This is the error one, is 256. Yeah. This is the error model, right? So somehow it just created a tar file. So every model, like whatever got created, right? It will create a tar file there, whatever model you are training and everything. And don't worry, like by default, our sagemaker will handle that tar and all, because we are saving it as a job lib, and we are later on also downloading the model, like opening the model as job lib model only. So don't worry about that one. So 256, you can, let's go to 256. Where the folder, what's the folder name it is saying, like inside that sklearn, this is a job name and this is the folder output. Do we have that folder? See, we don't have the folder because we already got the error. But let's go one of the, this is a previous one. See, here we are having the output folder, and here we are having our sklearn model saved. So when the folder name is same, like everything is same, the data folder and the training folder, testing folder, and the model directory is same, they all will saved here based on the training job name. Whatever job name you are seeing here, with the same job name, it will create a folder here and it will save your model. You can download it. You can when you will just extract the tar file, you will see like your job lib model is present there. Okay, so that's all about that sklearn training. I hope it's clear. Let me know in the comment section if there is an issue. I'll see you guys soon in the next video. In the next video, I think we'll talk about that built-in methods like XGBoost and all. Docker method we'll talk about later, where like we don't need right now. We'll check the built-in methods. After that, we'll go into the Hugging Face, PyTorch model training. Then later on, how to do auto training, like how to automate your whole training process. We'll go to Studio. Then we'll change our topic from SageMaker to Elastic Beanstalk, Fargate, and everything. It will be a long series, guys. So let's stay with me and let's see how far we can go. Okay, guys, that's all from my side.